Hello my peeps, welcome to today's video. My name is Mackenzie. Today we will be setting up my January 2021 bullet journal. Going into this new year, I wanted this month to feel like a brand new start, which for me it is, since I am trying to use my bullet journal in a way that will work for me this year, not just for aesthetics, if you know what I mean. So for this whole year, there will be adjustments to how I choose to stylize my bullet journal, and that is so that it can be both a creative outlet for me as well as help me stay productive. The theme for this month are sunrises, and specifically like you're looking at a sunrise through a window. I'm not one to use a lot of watercolor either, so this is going to be my first attempt at watercoloring. For that reason, I chose to go with these watercolor pencils so then I can experiment with the opaqueness and truly test out various different types of paper for this creative art form. So if you are new to watercoloring, do not fret, I'm fairly new to it as well. Going into this, I knew creating a perfectly done sunrise was far out of my reach, especially considering that even though I did a lot of watercoloring in my past, I'd fallen out of the habit and needed a good reminder of how to make watercolor work for me. Despite the cartoon-esque look of this front picture though, I think my idea came through in a rather unexpected way. When researching quotes for sunrises, I found 2 quotes and decided to use the other one in a more select location, and chose to go with this one by Jean M. Moll that reads, "The sunrise, of course, doesn't care if we watch it or not. It will keep on being beautiful even if no one bothers to look at it." For me, this is very powerful because I have been doing music on YouTube for about 5 years now, and even though I have not gotten the views I may have wanted, I definitely feel like each piece is a work of art in and of itself. So even if no one views those videos, I have stayed confident in the quality of my videos. If you want to support that channel, a link to that channel will be up in the cards as well as at the end of the video. I finished off the spread by inking in the sunrise and moving on to my calendar spread. When I turned the page, unfortunately, I think I used too much water because the page was warped from the moisture, which made me a bit sad. I had considered taping or gluing the pages together, but chose to keep going in the hopes that the pressure from the other pages will help it to lay flat. Unfortunately, it did not, but oh well, I was bound to make mistakes, right? Sorry about the lighting, by the way. In the first half of the video, I thought I had turned on my lighting when I started recording and soon realized that I had not, so you will see the quality shift ever so slightly here pretty soon. I am not sure there needs to be an explanation for this calendar spread, or even for the important date spread right next to it. I used the same concept of a window in both of these images and just incorporated the sunrise colors I had used to help bring these pages in with the cover page. I wrote out the days of the week on top, highlighted them with those colors, and even wrote all the numbers down for this month. I think considering that the previous page decided to warp on me, that I did a fairly good job incorporating all of my elements. But what would you do differently? I'd like to know. The next two spreads I kept very simple. I watercolored some blues and a purple to make a gradient effect on the corners, then just wrote in the title of each spread and those blobs once they dried. Who else hates using the word blob, but cannot think of another word for it? Am I the only one? Hopefully I'm not. Comment down below if you are just like me. Now on to my mood tracker. On my main channel, I talk a lot about my struggles with mental health, and I definitely have my good days and my awful, degrading days. So for me, it is very important to keep track of my moods so then I can recognize patterns. I used to have a spread next to this one where I wrote out why I was feeling the way I was, but I've since taken that out since I do not use that spread as often as I should. With all of that being said, since this whole theme is surrounded around sunrises, I chose to make my mood tracker a big sun. So for each day, the rays will represent different colors designated to a specific mood. I love how this came out and even reincorporated that brown from the windowsills. Right next to my mood tracker is my habit tracker. I did not know why I didn't end up writing what it was at the top of the page, but I'm also not complaining since I actually love how the spread turned out. Instead of making a calendar for each goal, I chose to make dots for each day of the month. As the days go on, I will just mark a dot where I actually do it, keeping track of the amount of times I do a task versus how many and which specific days I do that specific task. Personally, I feel like this will be very easy for me to follow because I am not going to be worried about filling out each and every block. Which way do you prefer to track your habits and moods? Or do you even use these trackers? Comment down below, I would really like to know. Now we have come to the end of the setup, which is a Dutch door layout that covers each week so that I do not have to make a spread look different every single week. My camera decided to skip out on me while I was making this Dutch door spread, so I apologize, but basically what I did was cut 3 pages down the middle and took out the top part of the pages so then it creates these pages that you can flip through depending on which week you are on. Then I split up that bottom portion of the page into 3 different little sections to represent each day of the week and wrote in the day of the week inside of a little circle. After that, I watercolored a yellow circle to represent the sun, drew yellow stripes coming off around it representing sun rays, and then just wrote January 2021 on top once it was dry. On the last page of the Dutch doors, I wrote a quote which reads, "Everything starts with the sunrise, but it's what we do before it sets that matters." Very inspirational quote to tie it in with planning out each day, or at least I think so. And that is it for my January 2021 bullet journal setup. I love how it turned out despite the front page not coming out how I intended it to. Sometimes things inside of your head just don't incorporate very well into, paper form, but that's okay. It feels very fresh and inspirational, and I cannot wait to dive into these spreads. Make sure to stay tuned for next week because we will be setting up the majority of these spreads together, so keep an eye out for that video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to stay tuned for more awesomeness, then please subscribe and press the bell notification. It really means a lot to me, and it will make my icy heart really, really warm. I love you guys so much. Never forget you're amazing, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, my peeps.